If this is the first time you're listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, please remember to subscribe and click on the like button. This is Lucy McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can make a big impact in the world and leave a legacy. I truly believe that when we accept our mystic powers and use them as entrepreneurs, that we will accelerate the transformation of this world so that we can bring about more peace and harmony, free from hunger and free from war. So today we have a very special edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show, and I'd like to invite you to click on the subscribe button and click on the like button. So please make sure you share this Wealthy Wednesday show with any of your friends, post it on your social media, and be able to put the comments below so I can provide you with exactly what you're looking for and what you want to get out of this show. So now let's get started. Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the six figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Lucy McMonagle, and I am so incredibly excited. We have Dan LeFave, who is the co-author of Stepping Stones to Success, who co-authored with Jack Canfield, Deepak Chopra, and Dr. Dennis Whitley. He has helped build and grow multi-million dollar businesses. So if you're looking to create a big impact in the world, if you're looking to create a multi-million dollar business, make sure that you grab a pen and paper because his sweet spot is spiritual entrepreneurs, which I know if you're listening to this show, you are one of those individuals. So Dan, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Yes, thank you, Lucy. It's great to be here.
Wow, you have truly made a big impact in the world. You have helped spiritual entrepreneurs start building and growing their business with your expertise, with your wisdom. Can you tell us a little bit on how did you get started?
Well, certainly, I think maybe a little bit of my backstory because I have two experiences in life which were basically second chances. And, the first one, very short and sweet, I was in a car accident when I was younger, and I pretty much should have been dead, but at about age 7, and 3 people died in the car accident. But I was able to come out of that, and I was in a coma for 3 days, and but that was my second chance. That was my first time that I had a real shock in my life, and I got life's second chance, and I started seeing the world a little differently. And so that was number one. And then number two came about 6 years ago or so when I was, I was in corporate and I was doing all sorts of great things. I was managing multi-million-dollar projects, and I have to wonder why sometimes, they let me do it, but, they did. And they thought I knew something, and I did. And I was able to produce, all sorts of great results. But I was feeling really disenchanted, and I got an opportunity to take a look at life and take a look at what I was doing, because I was disenchanted in a corporate job. I ended up getting hired, a higher position, more money, and all sorts of stuff at another company. Got recruited, and I went over there. I was feeling the same way. Within 3 months, they said, "Dan, this is working. Goodbye," and that was it. Probationary period, you're fired, and that's it. And it was right before Christmas time and everything, and I was just, I was taken aback. But then again, I was like, you know what? There's something here. I've been feeling this. And so anyway, I basically got in my car, went over to Costco, got a few things, went home, told my wife, and said, okay, I'm going to back off and look at life and see what's going on. And I did. And anyway, it sent me on a really interesting path, which was soul searching. And a friend of mine said to me, well, what do you want? And I said, well, I want to be with my family. I want to feel inspired. And she said, well, say that prayer. And I said the prayer. And then the next day, the phone rings. And it's Ken. Ken is my friend Jamie's father. And he's got a successful business. And he starts talking to me about a new product. And it really intrigued me. It was about having more energy. And I was thinking, okay, I'm 40 here, low on energy. I could use some of this, right? And so I started, and I knew his business anyway. I knew it from years ago and watched him build it and took a stab at it before. But anyway, so Ken ended up helping me in his business. And for 6 months, I struggled at it, but it led me to learning about Augmendino. Have you read Augmendino's work?
No.
He wrote The World's Greatest Salesman. He was editor of Success Magazine, very, very influential in his time. And a friend of mine gave me his work, and it was his 10 scrolls. And you read these scrolls every day, 3 times a day. So 90 times in a month. They're about 5 minutes each, but you read them and there's little phrases in there. I will greet this day with love in my heart. I will multiply my value 100-fold. Like if I had to write them down, I could, because I've said them 90 times, right? But anyway, it led me to looking at who Augmendino was, and it led me to Dave Blanchard. He's the CEO of Augmendino. Well, I watched one of his videos online when I found him, and he said, buy my book, buy 10 of my books, get 8 weeks of coaching. And I thought, I could use some coaching. This is great. It's $200, great price. And anyway, long story short, I ended up looking up who Dave was. He is in Utah, and I ended up, I was flying into Salt Lake City to go to Provo, Utah for this other business I was doing. And I ended up emailing Dave, and Dave invited me to his house. I thought maybe I'd have a coffee, but this guy just invited me in, treated me like a king. And we watched a very inspirational movie. And at the end of the evening, I said, Dave, show me where your office is, kind of, where you're inspired and do your work. And so, and he did. And this is late at night. And he said, Dan, after our 15, 20-minute conversation, he said, Dan, I think you'd make a good coach. And I never thought about that. I never considered it, but he planted a seed. And I came home. Dave and I didn't end up reconnecting, but a friend of mine connected me with Bob Proctor. She said, why don't you get on the phone with Bob's team? I said, sure. So I'm on the phone with his team, and this guy says, let's get Bob on the phone. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? I'm being invited to Dave's house. Bob's getting on the phone, Bob Proctor. And so, and I'm thinking he's semi-celebrity from what I can see. So, or is a celebrity. So anyway, again, it happened. But then right there and then, Bob said a few things to me, and I could feel it in my heart and my bones and everything. And I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to miss out on life. And so I did. And understanding what was going on there. I had no job, I had no income, and Bob's asking me to invest. I bought his programs. I paid about $7,000 to learn this stuff, and then I was investing another $13,000 to get certified with him. So I'm pouring out $20,000, and really, no certainty at all what this is going to bring. But that was my second chance again, on life. So then I could, about living my purpose, my why, and my passion. So, and that's what led me to where I am today. And I've co-authored this book. I'm writing new books and do all sorts of great things. And I feel on purpose and living with passion.
Wow. Wow, you had such synchronicities showing you, leading you, guiding you from one step to the next with such ease and such grace.
Yes.
Wow. And that's really when your soul starts taking over your life, when you're in a crossroads, when you're looking for the answers, when you're avidly seeking to improve yourself and improve your life, you're able to start finding these beautiful synchronicities. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you, when you were in this corporate job, when you were really going from this one job to the next, and right before Christmas you were laid off, did you have some kind of a money story going on, or did you have some kind of an inner dialogue on, you had that nagging feeling that you just didn't feel right, but what kind of a nagging feeling? Was it some kind of an inner dialogue, or was it something, just a feeling?
Well, it was definitely a feeling, and it was a feeling that I wasn't living my purpose. I wasn't doing something that was inspirational. I mean, I could do it very well. I could almost do it easily. I could probably go right back to where I was and do things and make all sorts of money, make them all sorts of money, and get me some too. I mean, they were paying me over $100,000, which I guess in the corporate world that's considered good. Maybe not for me, but or for most people, it's not a whole lot. But the thing is, I was feeling this disenchantment. So it wasn't motivational, it wasn't inspirational. And I sort of have a 2-year pattern. I've noticed that every 2 years, either something new comes along, or I start something new, or I just get totally turned upside down. I need to do something fresh and new and motivational. And so, that wasn't new. That new job was new, but it was just a new environment. It was kind of similar stuff. And so that was kind of the thing. And in a money story, I know, I mean, I don't know, I can bank money, no problem. So, and, even if I don't have that much income, I still have the ability to save money, invest money, and always have money in my pocket. I grew up in a family business. My parents had a butcher shop and a grocery store. I was paid cash. As a teenager, I was carrying around 100 cash in my pocket all the time. And, none of my friends had that, but, I did. So I seem to always, have money coming to me, or at least money or resources there for me.
Wow. That's kind of opposite from what a lot of individuals really experience, because normally they have inner conversations with money that controls their life rather than them controlling their money. Do you have a secret that you might have learned when you were younger that helped you be able to bankroll cash?
Well, I don't know if there's necessarily a secret, but it's definitely, like, you see, the mindset that I have is that there's money. There's always money. There's always money to be had. I always had money. I will always have money. That's my mentality. And I don't know if it was from a standpoint that my parents' business was a cash business. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was a cash business. And so there was always cash, and I was always handling cash. And I even went into other jobs where we were handling cash. I worked in a place called the beer store, and I mean, there was a lot of cash coming through, like thousands and thousands by the hour. So, we're handling all this cash. And so my notion of cash and money is that, there's tons, there's lots. And but in terms of what I see in the world, in terms of how money is controlling people, and they make money their focus, I think that's a major issue, and I don't know that people recognize what that's all about. And I think it stems from conversations that started years ago in terms of famines, wars, economic crises, all those types of things, and they're still going on today. There's economic and financial crisis today, and it seems to be really climactic, and it is. And actually, I don't know if you've heard, but there's like a convergence of things going on. There's climate change, there's human conflict, and there's also economic, and that's based on cycles. It goes back, there's about 5,000 years. Greg Braden, who's pretty widely known scientist, he's been talking about this, the convergence of these cycles.
That's so true. Absolutely.
And people don't know what the one has. When do they have these cautionary or negative thoughts about money, whether there's going to be enough and so on, and then it's not even tangible. It's plastic. It's on your phone. It's it's Bitcoin, right? It's more and more. It has less value, and it's more intangible than ever. And so how do you know where you stand with respect to money? But I also think that people are having these inner conversations as well, and they don't realize that is an investment in itself. And I call that mental currency. So, fine, we have physical currency, we have cash, money, and credit cards and so on, but, we also have mental currency. So if you think about it from that standpoint, how are we investing that mental currency that will generate physical currency? And when we're shopping and we're price shopping, comparing items, this one's $1.50, this one's $1, and we have a big issue over it, right? That's a conversation in our mind, right? And it's a mental currency conversation, right? It's also, what do we think, our thoughts around money, and should I buy the thing for $1.50? It's 50 cents more. Why not? But there's these issues that are internal, and it's based on beliefs. It's based on agreements we have with money, and it's not our own. If you ever heard of the term hypnagogic trance, that's from 0 to 6 years old. Hypnagogic trance is what we're in from 0 to 6. The mind is wide open. It's just taking in everything that comes in from our parents and elders and everybody around us that we respect. And guess what? Those become our agreements, our beliefs. And those are the ones around money. They stem right from there. And we don't know where they come from. They're not our own, but yet we go around the world using them, and we invest our mental currency. You know, I mean, think about it. Would you, or would anybody buy a real estate investment that is a dive? That's it's going to be a loss? No. So, but why do we use our thoughts and mentally invest in things like, things going wrong with our money, or not having enough money, or, or worrying about money? I mean, what's worrying? Negative goal setting, that, think about it that way, right? Like, so we also have to invest our mental currency very well in order to have physical currency.
Wow. Wow. And during that 0 to 6 period in investing in your mental currency, do we have mental blindnesses? You talk about that. And why would individuals need to know about their mental blindness diseases?
Well, that's the mental blindness that I'm talking about, which is, at a young age, we can't say no, we can't filter anything out. Everything just comes in. If let's say, my parents, God forbid, they told me that red was blue, and then I go around with all my friends telling them red is blue, and I'm so convinced about it. Well, there's nothing that's going to change that until someday somebody can scientifically show me why blue is blue and red is red. So, it's just, so the whole thing is, we're in that trance at that early age, and then we become blind to it because it's a belief system. It's an agreement. We don't know why or how or why not. And so then, unless we have something that awakens us and helps us question that, then we don't realize it. I mean, you've probably heard this before, that people's income is based on what their parents' maximum income was.
Normally, yes.
Yeah, normally. Well, I don't think that's the case for me nor my brother, and actually we didn't know our parents' maximum income because it was cash business, and I never knew what they made. They didn't have a salary. They didn't have like a salary cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was fortunate for us, and fortunate for my brother. I gave him one business referral, and he's done over $2 million with that one referral. So
Wow.
yeah, one referral. I stopped counting, but he's done very successfully, done very well with just one. But obviously, there's no limitation with him and I with respect to what our parents earned. But for most people, that what their parents did, what they accomplished, their maximum income and salary, that's a limitation that's passed on to us in some sense, because we just look up to them and we don't know why. But that's that mental blindness. I mean, the mental blindness is, we're not aware that there's something better, there's something more, or that there's a barrier in here, and it's just thought patterns. I mean, what is a belief? It's chronic patterns of thought. So if you want new patterns of thought, or if you want new beliefs, you just create new patterns of thought. Seed your mind, seed your mind, seed your mind, plant seeds in your mind. And even though if they're not real, so what? Lie. Tell the lie. Right? We lie to ourselves all the time anyway. So why not, plant those seeds in the mind. And, over time, the subconscious mind just takes it as a fact. It's like, this is real, maybe it's 10,000 hours, I don't know, but however much time it takes, wouldn't it be a worthy investment?
Exactly. And you've been able to live your dream. Your brother's been able to live their dream. But do you know how come the majority of individuals just don't plan or live their own lifestyle that they choose?
Well, I think you're tapping into lifestyle, and I think it's because most people don't think of their lifestyle first. I'm an example of somebody who's gone on to post-secondary education, university, and so the whole methodology and mentality around that is, you're going to go to this place, they're going to teach you stuff, and you're going to come out and you're going to get a job, and so that's the mentality. So and what is controlling that whole scenario? It's about money, right?
Yes.
It's all money driven. It's get a job, get money, buy a house, find somebody you can partner with, have kids, and, and prosper, right?
Mhm.
And that's the extent of it. But, if you think about it, why not put your lifestyle first? Why not think about what you want first? The vacations, the family time, the fun times, things like that, and for business owners especially, they all had a dream. I talk to my clients all the time, and I say, what did you want in the beginning? Freedom. What kind? Oh, financial freedom, freedom from a boss, freedom from this, freedom from that, freedom. Okay, good. Did you create a plan for that? No. Did you create a business plan? Yes. Oh, okay. So you're living out your business plan? Yes. What about your lifestyle? No. Still don't have it. Business is revolving around lifestyle. Sorry, lifestyle is revolving around business, the opposite. So yeah, their life is controlled by their business. If something happens, they drop their lifestyle, they drop what they're doing on the golf course, and they go and take care of business. Or they're on vacation and something blows up, they deal with that. So
Yes,
you
that's
know
true.
yeah.
That's so true. And you actually have a free gift for individuals to help them to create their lifestyle and then have their business. Could you explain a little bit about what this free gift is so individuals can get a hold of this?
Absolutely. Yeah. The gift is this, and it's been 6 years in the making. So I won't spoil it because I think it's a great asset. There's what I call the five F's that are included in this book. And it is a lifestyle planner. And it's about living the amazing life of your dreams. And it's a lifestyle planner. So creating a plan that's going to help you live the lifestyle that you desire. And that's the whole intent. And so it's got this framework in there. And it's basically a step-by-step process, and it's very short. You can read it in an hour, but it's a very short and sweet step-by-step process where you can follow this framework and create your own lifestyle plan. And once you have it, then you create the roadmap to achieving it. And I explain that as well, because you do need a roadmap. There's no sense in saying I want to go from New York to California without a map, because you can go all over the place and maybe get there eventually if you follow signs, very well. But then again, why not create a roadmap? But then it's also the patterns, right? Like if you look broadly at the universe and the world and life, it's all patterns.
Yes.
If I talk to lots of people, and I can find out what their patterns are very quickly. And then once you find out their patterns, it's like, okay, well, what patterns would you rather have? If that's not the pattern, the work, the crazy working hours and all that, would you rather have a pattern where there's vacations involved and family time and downtime and relaxation, rejuvenation? And well, yes, of course. Okay, well then create the plan, map it out, and take the steps to achieving it. That's the essence of it.
Oh, wow. And they can get that at your website at danlefave.com/lifestyle plan.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they can get it there for free. It's free there now. I haven't been guided by my team to put a price on it yet, but for your audience, for your listeners, yes, it's absolutely free. And there's a guide that comes with it, so that you don't have to think anything through. You just read it, put it into practice, take the guide, and start building your own plan, and then get to work. And then in 6 months' time, look back with a telescope and say, where was I? What was I doing back there? And now I'm living my lifestyle. I'm moving forward. I can feel it, and it's getting better and better.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. So if you're listening to this, make sure you go to his website at Dan, LeFave, LEFAVE.com/lifestyle plan and get your planner so that you will be able to create your dream life. So, Dan, the time has gone by so quickly. Is there anything else that you would like to leave our audience before we say our farewells?
Well, the only thing I'd like to add is that if you're listening today, it's because you needed to hear this. And you probably heard this before, but you know what? Tune in. If you're hearing something, it's intended for you to hear, and it matters. It matters to your life. It matters to your purpose, your why here. And so, I would just say, if this resonated with you today, what I've been talking about and having a lifestyle plan, then take action, do it. Because the faster you implement it, then the faster the universe and the world around you can start providing you with the tools and resources and people and opportunities to make your life the way you want it to be, and it should be. Nobody said that life is supposed to be all work and no play. it's That's just a broken methodology. So
That's true. That is so true. So, Dan, thank you for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show. This has been so informative and phenomenal. I love the tips and the strategies that you gave us, and I really love the lifestyle planner that you have created for the audience.
thank you, Lucy. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you, my audience, for listening to another edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show. We are celebrating our third year in the making, and I am so excited. We are now reaching out for sponsors. If you know of somebody that wants to be a sponsor for the Wealthy Wednesday show, or you would like to be a sponsor yourself so that we can promote you each and every week, give me a message. You can go to my website at lucymcmonagle.com and click on the contact me form. And I am looking forward to providing you with phenomenal guests, expert tips, and really super great content. So until next time, abundant blessings. Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the six figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Lucy McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift. And all you need to do is go to my website at lucymcmonagle.com. That's LucyMcmonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.